Thank you. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Save some of that energy for the next 10 weeks, right? All right, guys. It was 8 years ago that George W. Bush and Dick Cheney came to Philadelphia to accept their party's nomination. On stage at that convention, we heard lots of talk about energy. The Republican platform even called for expanding the renewable energy tax credit. But once elected, they broke their energy promises to the American people and let big oil determine and even write our national energy policy. The results of the Republican energy plans are plain. Back then, the price of gas was about $1.50 a gallon. Today, the price of gas is $4 a gallon. Back then, it cost about $900 to heat your home through the winter. This winter, it's more likely to cost over $2,500. Meanwhile, ExxonMobil just announced the largest quarterly profit in the history of the world. That's not just an outrage, that's obscene. This happened because for the last 8 years, the Bush-Cheney team stonewalled the taxing of oil company profits and prevented efforts to promote alternative energy production. And guess who voted with the Bush administration 90% of the time? John McCain. Now, as another Republican convention approaches, we're hearing more of the same. We're hearing talk about alternative energy, energy independence, and wind power. But if you look past the speeches of John McCain, here's what you see. Many of John McCain's top advisors worked as lobbyists for the oil and gas companies. I guess that explains why he wants to give another $4 billion tax break to oil companies. And if you look past his speeches to his record, one thing is absolutely clear. John McCain has never believed in renewable energy, and he won't make it part of America's future. For all of his talk, here's the truth. And the American people need to hear the truth. John McCain voted against establishing a national energy standard. He voted against tax incentives for renewable energy companies. And for all of the big talk about drilling, he refused to endorse a bipartisan effort to expand domestic oil production because that bipartisan proposal would have ended tax breaks for big oil. It's clear the only thing green in John McCain's energy plans are the billions of dollars he's promising in more tax cuts to oil companies. And the only thing that he'll recycle is the same failed George Bush approach to energy policy. Well, we can't afford more of the same. We need a strategy that puts America on the path to end the age of oil once and for all. Now, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania knows a little bit about energy leadership. Back in 1886, there was a Pennsylvania town that helped lead America into a new energy future when it created the first successful electrified streetcar system. It earned that town a nickname. It was called the Electrical City. But the real name of that town is Scranton, Pennsylvania. And today, a son of Scranton, Joe Biden, and a friend of Pennsylvania, Barack Obama, offer the change America needs to create a future free of foreign oil. Barack Obama and Joe Biden are committed to producing enough homegrown fuel to replace every single drop of oil we import from the Middle East and Venezuela in just 10 years. An Obama administration will invest $4 billion to keep America in the car-making business, and it will give you a tax cut so you can buy a fuel-efficient car or truck. And it will commit to getting 1 million 150-mile-per-gallon cars on the road within 6 years, and it'll make sure that those cars are built right here in America. It will require that within 4 years, at least 10% of our nation's electricity comes from alternative energy. And by 2025, we'll hit 25%. An Obama administration will move immediately to make the renewable energy tax cut permanent once and for all. And it will double the amount of energy that comes from renewable sources over the next 4 years. It will invest $150 billion over the next decade to grow our energy supply and put 5 million Americans to work, building coal farms and solar farms, clean coal gasification and geothermal plants, the kind of jobs that can't be outsourced to India or China. An Obama administration will bring everyone to the table, business, government, and the American people, to reduce our demand for electricity by 15% by the end of next decade. That's the kind of change we need. Now, there's one person who understands what this can mean, and he's a Pennsylvanian by the name of Troy Galloway. Troy is a 44-year-old steel worker who's worked for the same company for 15 years and then was laid off. But today, he's working in Pennsylvania for one of the largest wind energy companies in the world, and he's earning as much as he earned at the steel mill. Troy's new employer has put more than 1,000 Pennsylvanians to work in green-collar jobs that pay well and have a great future. Why? Because Pennsylvania in 2004 set a standard which will require utilities to produce 20% of their electricity from clean and renewable sources. That's the kind of change we need. The Obama administration is going to bring energy independence to America and make it a reality. That's what the future could look like with Barack Obama as president. Now, if we can do it in Pennsylvania, we can do it in Ohio, we can do it in Florida, we can do it in Texas, we can do it in New York, we can do it in California, we can do it in every state in the union. We can, and with Barack Obama and Joe Biden in the White House, we will.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congresswoman Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin.